biggest fears is not that we're not good enough, it's that we actually are good enough, but we won't be able to handle or sustain ourselves at that level, and then we're going to fall back down. So what's up, everyone? My name is Dustin from Manifestation Academy, and one of my biggest insights that I've had is, we sometimes think that we're afraid of not being good enough, but what I have seen in the introspection of my own thoughts is sometimes I actually think I can do it or can be good enough, but I'm afraid that if I am or I'm doing the thing, I won't be able to handle it emotionally or know what to do in those situations. That I can get to that point, but then I won't know what to do when I'm at that point, and I'm going to fall because I don't know what to do. And then as a result, I will self-sabotage in my mind, say, well, I don't want to be in that uncomfortable position where I get there and I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to not allow myself to get there. I'm going to self-sabotage in a way so I can't get to that point. And this is all very subconscious, but as I've gone through some of my thoughts and my beliefs, I've seen that that's something that I do. So it's akin to Marianne Williamson's quote that it's not our it's actually our light that what scares us. We're scared that we're going to be powerful beyond measure. That's actually the thing that scares us. And so if I want to take a step addition to that. So we're not only powerful beyond measure, but we're also going to mess up. If we get that kind of power, if we get that kind of ability, we're going to screw it up. We're not going to do the right thing. We're going to fall from grace. We're going to misuse it. We don't know what to do with it. We may feel like we're not deserving of it or not supposed to have it. So that's been kind of my experience of what I've seen is that some things we think we can do, but if we get there, what are we going to do afterwards? Am I really supposed to be here? What if I'm not deserving? What if people don't think I'm deserving? And then we're not sure what to do with that, so that is what causes us to suffer and to fall from it. And so one thing that I like to try to do is say, okay, I'm afraid of this thing. Can I create a sort of a no-fail system that if I get to that point or reach that point, I'll know what to do when I'm in that point. I'll know I can handle whatever's thrown at me in that point. Can I create that kind of system? And having that grounding, knowing ahead of time before we get to that point is very, very helpful, because if we get to that point and we're like, oh my God, I'm not supposed to be here, or it's just confusing, or I don't know what to do, having a grounding of something, I know I can go back to this thing and come back to my center and figure out what to do in this situation, know what to do in this situation. Having that system is very, very helpful, very, very useful and important. And I would even say that the climb up to become that thing you want to become, a lot of that is also defining and building the system, the thoughts, the behaviors, the habits, so that when you get to the top, when you get to this point, you're able to sustain yourself up there because you've developed these thoughts, habits, and behaviors that allow you to get there, but then you need to stay consistent and keep doing those things that allow you to continue to stay up there so you don't fall back down from grace. So some of the things that I do, I have like a 3-part system that I think works really, really well. And that is, number one, learning. So whatever it is I want to do, whoever it is I want to become, let's say you want to manifest a relationship, right? But you're scared if I get the person that I like, I won't know what to do in this situation. What am I going to do? How do I act? How do I behave? Or let's say a job position, that your dream job that you really wanted, or some sort of other position. So learning, number one is learning what it takes to get to that point and what do I do at that point. Learning the tips, the strategies, the tactics that others have done. So if it's in relationships and you are scared you're going to be in front of the perfect person, you won't know how to handle it, learn about relationships, learn about conversations, learn about things like that. Read books, seminars. Don't assume you know, I already know, because if you know, then at some level you'd already manifested it. You've already gotten there. At some level, if you don't have it, it's because you don't really know, and it could be one of these 3 things, but the first one is you don't really know. You haven't learned what it takes. The second thing is to do what it takes, is action. So focus, consistent action. Learn to do, learn the frameworks, and then focus and be consistent on doing those things. And then the third is your identity. So you don't put yourself in a position where you'll self-sabotage. So visualization, affirmations, doing things like that that help ground you. So when you get to that position, you'll know how to handle it. And if you don't know how to handle it, you'll at least know where you can ground yourself to, go back to, and go back within and tap within and say, okay, I can handle this situation based on these things, that this system. It'll help ground me and it'll help me to accomplish and fulfill whatever it is, helps me to handle this moment, this thing. So hopefully that wasn't confusing. Let me know in the comments what you think below. Like this video and subscribe to our channel. Talk to you soon.